In 90-Day Diaries Season 7, viewers are once again invited into the deeply personal lives of familiar faces from the 90-Day Fiancé universe. Among the most emotionally charged stories, this season is Rachel's long-awaited new chapter, one that begins not with romance, but with closure. Following her official divorce from John, Rachel steps into the spotlight not as a woman defined by heartbreak, but as one learning how to rebuild, rediscover, and reclaim her sense of self. For longtime fans, Rachel and John's relationship was never simple. Their love story unfolded across oceans, legal barriers, emotional turbulence, and moments of undeniable connection. What once began as a hopeful international romance slowly transformed into a relationship weighed down by distance, immigration challenges, and unresolved personal struggles. Season 7 of 90-Day Diaries doesn't just revisit that past. It shows the aftermath, the healing, and the difficult process of moving forward. A divorce that brings relief, not just pain. Rachel's official divorce marks a pivotal turning point in her journey. While divorce is often portrayed as a devastating ending, Rachel's story offers a more nuanced reality. There is sadness, yes, but also relief. For Rachel, the paperwork represents more than the legal end of a marriage. It symbolizes the conclusion of years spent in emotional limbo, hoping for change, fighting uncertainty, and carrying the weight of unanswered questions. In candid diary-style confessionals, Rachel reflects on how long it took her to accept that love alone was not enough. She speaks openly about the emotional exhaustion of holding on to something that no longer fit the life she was building. Her words resonate with viewers who have faced similar crossroads, where choosing yourself feels both terrifying and necessary. Motherhood as her anchor. One of the most powerful elements of Rachel's Season 7 storyline is how deeply motherhood shapes her decisions. Throughout her journey, Rachel has consistently prioritized stability, safety, and emotional well-being for her child. Following the divorce, her focus shifts even more clearly toward creating a peaceful, grounded home environment. Rachel doesn't portray herself as someone who has everything figured out. Instead, she shows vulnerability, admitting fears about the future, financial pressures, and the uncertainty of starting over. Yet through it all, her strength shines. She emphasizes that her divorce is not a failure, but a lesson she hopes will model resilience and self-respect for her child. Facing the emotional aftershocks. Even after the paperwork is finalized, the emotional aftershocks linger. 90-Day Diary Season 7 captures Rachel navigating moments of grief that arrive unexpectedly, memories triggered by old photos, familiar places, or quiet nights alone. These scenes feel raw and unfiltered, reminding viewers that healing is not linear. Rachel speaks honestly about the guilt she once carried, wondering if she could have tried harder, waited longer, or compromised more. But as the season progresses, she begins to replace self-blame with self-compassion. Therapy, reflection, and honest conversations with friends become essential tools in her healing process. Redefining love and self-worth. One of the most compelling aspects of Rachel's story is her evolving understanding of love. In earlier chapters of her life, love meant sacrifice, often at her own expense. In Season 7, viewers see her redefine love as something that should feel safe, mutual, and supportive, rather than stressful or uncertain. Rachel doesn't rush into dating, nor does she frame her happiness around finding a new partner. Instead, her journey centers on rebuilding confidence and rediscovering who she is outside of a relationship. Small moments, like pursuing personal goals, reconnecting with passions, or simply enjoying quiet independence, become acts of empowerment. A quiet strength that resonates. Unlike some of the franchise's more explosive storylines, Rachel's arc in 90-Day Diary Season 7 is marked by quiet strength. There are no dramatic confrontations or shocking twists, just the deeply human experience of letting go and starting again. That subtlety is precisely what makes her journey so impactful. Viewers watch Rachel learn how to sit with her emotions rather than suppress them. She acknowledges that while the divorce closed one door, it opened another, one filled with possibilities she once believed were out of reach. Growth, not bitterness. Perhaps the most inspiring part of Rachel's Season 7 journey is her refusal to let bitterness define her. She speaks respectfully about John while still standing firm in her truth. There is no desire for revenge or public blame, only acceptance that sometimes love evolves into something that no longer works. This emotional maturity sets Rachel apart and makes her story especially relatable. It's not about choosing sides or assigning fault. It's about honoring the past while refusing to stay trapped in it. Looking ahead with hope. As 90 Day Diaries Season 7 unfolds, Rachel stands at the edge of a new beginning. The future remains uncertain, but for the first time in a long while, it feels like her future, one guided by clarity, boundaries, and self-respect. Her story serves as a reminder that endings can also be beginnings, and that walking away from something that no longer serves you can be one of the bravest acts of love, especially self-love. For fans of the franchise, Rachel's journey offers something rare. A realistic portrayal of life after the cameras stop rolling, after the romance fades, and after the fairy tale ends. In its place is something far more meaningful, a woman choosing growth over fear and hope over regret. In 90 Day Diaries Season 7, Rachel isn't just moving on from a marriage. She's stepping into herself, and that may be the most powerful transformation of all.